Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? My name is djanonzt. We're back with WWE Champions, and we got a men's showdown going on this weekend, specifically the Smash of the Titans. And we have the Smash of the Titans showdown competition, as well as the Smash of the Titans faction competition. And I'm just stuck here wondering if this is the worst showdown we've ever had. And I've seen people say this before, and then I see people say this is every weekend, this is how we've been doing it for years, and I feel like this one is just everything that's bad about Showdown turned up to 11. I really feel like Weekend Showdown is the absolute most not fun thing in the entire game. When we have the midweek showdowns or whatever, the 24-hour ones, and they're basically pretty simple or whatever, and we get a couple CSS to use, that's fine. It's a different way to play. I don't mind doing those. I have problems with this showdown. Specifically, let's go over a few points. So let's just find somebody on here, right? Like, let's say I'm gonna attack Afado here. Let's see how it looks on the portal, right? Because this UI is so crammed. Alright, the screen we're looking at of things, like, it's still in here a smidge. You can kind of see that CSS thing there, right? So, if you have Smash, you're good to go. So, do polls. I get it. That's always been the case. I don't really have an issue with that. If you have Smash, you use him in your second slot for all your showdown matches. You'll get mad points. You'll have no trouble with this. If you didn't, you have this powerhouse one, and I'm going to tell you, 50% might be lowballing it of people didn't even know that this task existed. And I didn't until later in the game. I've seen people saying they're getting mystery bonus points for people and they don't know where they came from. This is where they came from because your mystery person was a powerhouse and you got 350 points for it, okay? Cool. You would have figured that out when you were doing this task for dealing damage with powerhouses. Now let's take a look at this. I've got all these tasks done, okay? I broke all my black gems, all my blast gems, damage with powerhouse, damage with Anoi Maivia, damage with ministry, all that done. I can score a little bit. I mean, I'm not completely polished here, but look, I mean, for Bubba Dudley, I can score 58 points. That's times 1. That's 58 points total. Here I left 148 points, so we're looking at, what, just over 200 points. And then here I have about 1,200 points left. So about 1,400 points I have on the board there. I got my Roman done. I got my Haku done. I even have Haku and Roman, who are very rare, so I do not have Austin, I do not have Howdy, I do not have Smash. So, like I said, I left 1,400 points on the board here. If we take a look, I'm at milestone 5. Okay? Look at all this. So 1,400 points added on to where I'm at is going to get me to, 114,000 points. So I'd still be about 30,000 points short of milestone 6 from doing all of that. So what is the point of these? So now we look, earn showdown coins from the showdown times 100. Okay, that's huge. So I'm just going to preface this by saying, if you don't have showdown coin promoters, at this point, you're cooked. You're completely cooked. Not the Nodo promoters, the coin promoters. If you don't have these coin promoters from doing your stipulation, I think these were from stipulation tours, yeah? If you don't have them, you're cooked. Promoters give you 50% more showdown coins from battles. So, that's the strategy then, right? But let me ask you this. Why are we just running misdirection like this? Why? And you say it's not, it's all laid out, it's not misdirection. But why do you have a choice between... What is the point of this then? Right? So we're in our bracketed showdown. So if you don't use your notoriety promoters, you're cooked in this. Because you've got to chase that down. right? That's how you get your side rewards here. We've been conditioned to chase down our contest points from these brackets and to use our notoriety promoters and go up. Now, if you can get 350 points per powerhouse and you use double powerhouses, you're getting 700 points for one win. Plus, if you use double coin promoters, I guess if you use double powerhouses, you'd have to have an affiliation strap. But you get what I'm saying. You could use one of each, then promoters. You're going to score basically the same amount of points as you're going to get for doing, let's say, Devon Dudley, 1,500 points. If you get that in one match, you get 1,500 points for that one match for him. No bonus with any of that unless you have a coin promoter on him. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could just, wouldn't it be better to just use a powerhouse to get through that? Like, there's no powerhouse Wyatt 6 member. So it's not like you're saying you're using the wrong guys, right? So which, let's see here when we get to this, which Wyatt 6 member should I use to get my powerhouse done, right? So I used Rowan Rabbit. You know, which Anawai Maivia legacy, if you have Roman like I did, I double dipped that with my Roman, but like, which powerhouse? This Roman? I guess you could have used Rockin' Reigns, or you could have used Fat U or Old Roman. You're not contending with, you know, 6-star golds out here with crap characters like that. But I just don't understand why. And then on top of all of that, if that none of that's bad enough, now we have a faction competition too, so you better be thinking about breaking multiply gems, cross break gems, and red gems too. Now, okay, where are we going to get energy from? Well, there's a tour that'll give you extra energy. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at some of this. If you had, I don't even know who the CSS is now because I've already done it. But though some of these are probably going to be able to be seen. So if you don't have Aleister Black, the new one, just last month, you don't get that energy. If you don't have Howdy, you don't get this energy. If you don't have OTC, you don't get this energy. So forget about those extra energies for most players. Or this Austin, Alliance Austin, or Haku, or Smash. So forget about all of that energy. So if you do polls all the time, great, you're going to have a lot of these people, right? If you poll every weekend, I haven't been for months, so I don't have a lot of people now, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, that's a whole round of energy that people are going to get for doing those that most players aren't going to get. And I already did those and got all the energy I could get. Now, let's take a look at this. Now, I use notoriety promoters because I wanted to try to participate in my bracket because competition is what's fun. All right? To me, not a hamster wheel. A hamster wheel is just playing matches to get rewards, to get more stuff to play more matches. That's just a hamster wheel. What's the end game there? At least a bracket, whether you like bracketed Showdown or not, at least a bracket gives you something to play for. It's a tournament. It's a leaderboard. It's, you know, I only compete with these people. Cool, I'm topping this, right? I'm top 8 out of 26. Great. I'm feeling pretty decent about that. I use pretty much all mine. I have one right now that's regenerated while I was getting set to do this, but like, I didn't play last night. It was Saturday night, so when this starts, I'm not sitting there ready to go. I had family plans and stuff. I didn't get home till real late last night, and so I didn't get to play. I didn't get to sit on and burn all my energy out in the first minutes and then let it regenerate. So I missed about a round of energy, maybe, you know, a couple. I mean, they take a while to recuperate, so I don't even know if I missed a round of energy. I missed some energy. So I would say the difference between me and like 4th and 3rd place here, this 3rd place person in my mind probably maximized the timer on the energy, right? And that's cool. 2,000 notoriety between me and that one. I get that. That's probably that difference. But then you got the jump here. These are the people spending money on it now because you could just buy energy to outpace the other person. Why you keep buying energy to win polls, I don't really know. Why don't you just buy the polls? That's just me. But everything is so counterproductive. It's not cohesive. Like, why do I have to choose between helping my faction, helping myself, or the leaderboard? So I have to choose between faction contest, solo contest, and this leaderboard. I'm out of energy. I haven't even spent one single match focusing on this faction competition. This is just what I've got from doing the matches that I normally played. I've only scored 83,000 points because maybe, you know, I used Powerhouse Austin to do my Powerhouse and Blast Gems for that. So I got red gems as a byproduct. You know, like multiply gems, I used OTC to do my Anawai and my Roman. So I got some of those as a byproduct. But how am I chasing down Crossbreak gems doing that? I mean, I guess you could have did it with your Wyatt 6 for a match or two, but after that, then, I don't know. I guess you're supposed to just use powerhouses and coin promoters and go for faction contest things. Like, what was the point of the Dudley matches then? Like, I don't know. A lot of this doesn't make sense to me. I think this is the worst showdown ever. It's so much homework to do. We used to have a blog that would lay a lot of this out for us, right? But I'm going to go here now to our news tab. Okay, let's see if what's laid out in here. So here's our info. Oh, there's new skill plates. There's new ways to recruit demolition. Here's the shards and the gear you can get, the prize wall rewards. Not really much to go off of there. Let's go, will this bring us to the blog? Okay, let's go see. Wait, that's not the one I like for this. Alright. Oh, when we go here, there is no... Oh, there's nothing? Okay. We got a road map here, alright? And there's nothing. Okay, can't do anything with this. This isn't telling us nothing about it. I don't know, that's just how I feel. I mean, is anybody else as frustrated as I am right now? Like, I got to milestone 5. I'm in like... And I know some more people figured it out than me, because I'm in like 12,000th place right now. And I've used all of my energy, and I did all of those CSS things, and I have rare people on there, and I did all of their damage too, and that's still where I'm sitting. It's very frustrating to me, and it's not fun. It's like we focus so much on the things in this game that are not fun, and not enough, like the things to me that are actually fun. And maybe I'm in the minority here, but let me know, what do you think is the funnest mode in this game? Like, is there any mode in this game that you log on and you're like, I want to get on and play this because this part of the game is very fun? What's your favorite thing? I think for me, stipulation tours at this point are actually fun because they're quick and you got to devise a strategy, and the strategy is not narrowed down to like one person. Now, granted, you're not going to get first place unless you're a super whale and have everything, and that's always going to be the case. But who destroys the most gems for women's? Like, there's so many options you can pick through for that. There's so many different things you can do to get that done. Like, I don't know. Like, that just seems fun. And I don't have to do an hour of homework on my opponent to see if they're going to reverse me or what the deal is. I don't know. Let me know. Sound off your thoughts on this showdown contest in my comment section below. Let's get a thread going there. And, yeah, until next time, y'all. Peace.